What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be reacting to Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. I got recommended, here's the comment, and let's just dive right into it. So it's quite a unique theme, this is, isn't it? The soundtrack to Chaos Theory. It's very much chaos going on in the soundtrack. It's not structured in a typical way. The instruments seem to not fit, but in a good way. And it seems like it's understood the assignment very well. Uh, the digital and the use of real instruments, as well as little like sound effects to kind of mimic. Normally, sound effects would be used as like transitions or to amplify something, but in this case, they're sound designs building upon certain structures, scratches, whooshes, stuff like that. So right away, we have a lot of the build up in the beginning, you know. Like it's very slow, very kind of tempo slow, just building, and then it just, from about here, just picks right up. So even that sound there, like kind of wind chimes, kind of little bells, and off in the background, just reverbed and off into the mix. That's kind of, symbolizing a lot of like the chaosness in this soundtrack, maybe in the game as well. Um, strictly speaking from a musical standpoint, not a game standpoint. You guys that play the game, post down in the comments down below what the game is and what it's about and stuff. And let me know what I should react to in the Splinter Cell franchise in terms of music, of course. But yeah, the wind chimes, I think it's a great start at the moment. It's going to take us somewhere. I know it is. Every time I've predicted something, it's going to take us somewhere. But this is it. It's a lot of sound design. So, as aspiring composers, this is what we can learn. Just take some sounds, go out and record. You never know. And at the moment, there is strings, your standard strings. There's percussion, there's guitars, but there's a lot of just other sound design elements that's just realistically shouldn't fit, but they do. So it feels like that violin has been passed through some synth, because it's got a little bit of a wobble to it, got a little bit of synthy to it. There's certain sounds in this that I really like. Let's just see where it's going. We're starting to get into like the act two of the soundtrack. I love the bells as well, just illuminating. It's quite mysterious as well, this soundtrack, which is obviously, Splinter Cell, sneaking game, very stealth-based video game. So it makes sense to keep that mystery because, realistically, you just jump down upon your opponents and they don't even see you coming. We're building somewhere. I really like the build up to this very moment. The build up that we get, and then the drop. Wah, wah. It feels like that violin was passed through a sampler, a synth sampler probably, or they got a violin sound and they just added a bunch of like distortion into it because it does have a violin sound to it. But I really like the use of that. Really loud, but it gets louder. It gets louder. There's so much build up that happens, and then you just get right into the percussion. But earlier on, before the percussion element, there was some mystery about it. There was some spy nuance to it, and even when the percussion gets in, there's still that little spy essence of it. And it was because of the little bells and the chimes and stuff that this score has. It's so unique. And it's the guitar that's doing it, the bass guitar and the normal guitar as well. They're the ones that's doing it because traditionally you would have stuff like that. When you're James Bond, a lot of guitars. Because you're able to riff. But also build up that like suspense of a spy thriller, spy nuance, and even in the strings previously into the old into the previously in the beginning of the score, you hear like like a little bit sounds like a clown, but you hear some like strings screeching or some scratches of the strings. You only use that for thrillers, in thriller soundtracks when you watch a horror movie and the way the strings are played when there's a jump scare. Traditionally you would play it for scary moments, but because this is like a spy thriller, you are allowed to use it, and I think at the moment they'd be using this really correctly. So let's continue on with it. Even the fade in on the percussion doesn't hit. It fades in. So while it's it's building, you just it was just building, 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 and building even more. Even the little cut in and out then on the percussion, like that was so cool. I don't know. You guys might have to let me down in the comments, but I want to make a guess that this is a digital drum, maybe not a real drummer playing it. I could be completely wrong, but even if it is, if it's like a real drum, like a real drummer playing it, and it's not like through a drum machine, that takes so much like boom, 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 and then come back and still play on the on beat, like totally synced up to where it's like, ooh, I don't feel off. So it's like they're cutting certain sections of the drum out, but still keeping it in flow with the actual song and the BPM. That takes skill. I love chopping music, chopping stuff. Sorry, I have to maybe this, but that chopping on some of the melodies and the strings, along with the drum, it's one of my favorite things to do as a composer myself. And no wonder why you recommended me this soundtrack or recommended me these tracks, because this is iconic. It's called The Lighthouse. Maybe that's significant in the game, but it's the first track on the actual soundtrack. So we're reacting to it. Maybe you could recommend me another one, and I will get to it. All you gotta do, guys, is post down in the comments down below and recommend me a soundtrack. What should we listen to next? But I love when a composer chops. I love it. I love it in hip hop. Boom bap and chopping samples up and done in a creative way. It can be so good. MF Doom, one of my favorite producers slash rappers. He is chopping and stuff. It's so cool. And it's a skill and an art form. And here you hear it. It's doom bada 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 ba 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 bada 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 ba. But even in like the string is chicka chicka chicka, and so good. So I just wanted to make a note of that. But yeah, use chopping. For you who don't know chopping, there's probably loads of tutorial videos out there. I've made a song that's chopping. You basically take a sample and you find something that you like, and you just copy and copy and copy and just kind of add something creative into it. It's basically what chopping is, but it is an art form to it. So go and find some videos, learn chopping, whether it's in Ableton, Logic, FL, Reaper, all of these, DAWs and stuff. Just learn chopping, do it yourself. It's so fun. Even that little synth as well. They EQ'd the bass. So it's just like that. Oh. Yeah, see, do 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 do. But if you notice as well, it's not in line with the drum, not drum chopping. It's totally different. The drum is still playing. Actually, I tell a lie. It is in unison with the drum. I take a lie. That makes it even better. There's even like a little synth or a little string off in the background as well, going which is adding into like kind of this honestly does take me back to like those old 1970s 80s spy movies like James Bond and stuff like that, or like the Mission Impossible TV series. Not obviously not Tom Cruise, but like while they had their themes and stuff and they were iconic on their own behalf, so you had sections on the score that would be kind of synths and kind of just this really goofy and weird and unique, and this is kind of feels like the composer took inspiration from that. It looks like the dev was the director of the devs kind of said spy nuance, like we want spy thriller sound, and he was like okay, and he went and did his research onto movies and stuff, because that's what you naturally do, you research other things. So even then, it ends with kind of a little bit of horror, a little bit of kind of a thriller esque. Um, a lot of the stuff finally came in towards the end, but yeah, it's an iconic soundtrack. It's amazing. Uh, I had fun with it, ladies and gentlemen. I might have not caught a lot of it because, to be honest with you, it might be bad on me, but I've never played Splinter Cell, and this is honestly the first time of me reacting per comment. I wouldn't have never had a thought of reacting to Splinter Cell, so I'm glad that I was recommended it. And until my next video, ladies and gentlemen, post down in the comments down below what you want me to react to. Until next time, subscribe, leave a like.